Hey there, Marketing Cloud admins. We are setting up SFTP for Marketing Cloud for the very first time. What we want to do first is be able to navigate to the SFTP setup location, which is under your username on the top right. Click Setup. Under Data Management on the left, you would then click FTP accounts from there. So let's go ahead and click Create User since this is a brand new business unit. It hasn't had a first user created yet. The FTP username will default to the MID or the business unit ID that you have. We'll go ahead and set the user permissions to full so that the person that is able to log into the Marketing Cloud FTP with his username and password would then be able to read and also write files to the FTP, which is very important. Let's set up SSH configuration for our SFTP connection into Marketing Cloud. This will enhance our security immensely. So to do that, we're going to go into Key Management, and we're going to start off by creating a new key, an SSH key, that we will use for connection into Marketing Cloud. So we will want to go ahead and create an SSH, and we're going to start up our terminal app, and then we are going to bring up our folder structure that we have locally. You can see that in my Marketing Cloud Ops build an email folder, I have a keys directory. I'm going to go ahead and type in the terminal CD for change directory, space, and then I'm going to drag in the keys directory and then press enter. And then that way I can actually going to create my key inside of this keys directory. So we're going to go ahead and type in SSH keygen, and we're going to make a PEM file, type RSA with 4096 bytes. And the file name is going to be in the current directory, so that's why the /, and then we're going to name the file our Marketing Cloud Ops team name, and then we're also going to append the type, which is RSA. Press enter. We're not going to set a passphrase. You can if you'd like. Next command is that we're going to convert the public key that was created, which we can see here under our keys directory. This is the .pub, this is the public file. We're going to convert the public file to being an SSH2 file. So this next command is converting that public file into one that Marketing Cloud can accept and read and understand. SSH keygen -e dash the file that we've already have in. Make sure it's the public file. So .pub, and then Marketing Cloud Ops out. And what we're going to name this one is, instead of RSA, we're going to call this SSH2 .public. Press enter. And you'll see that the SSH2 file is now created in the keys directory. So we'll jump back into key management. We'll name this key the same as our team name. So BAE for build an email. Marketing Cloud Ops, and then we'll select the SSH2 public file and notate that it's a public key. Press save. Next up, we'll go back into our FTP accounts, and we'll select the FTP account that we want this SSH configured for. We will do SSH key only so that you can't log in with a password or an SSH key. It's just the SSH key is absolutely required. Once we select the search for SSH key icon, you can see that the key that we just created is now present and available to select. Press save. This will configure SSH for the FTP account. We're going to go ahead and set this up in our FileZilla. And we will duplicate the site that we had previously built. We'll name the site _2 that matches the FTP username. We'll change the username to match the username that we're going to connect with. The logon type is going to be a key file. We're going to browse for the private key that we have created, and we're going to go ahead and press OK. We'll open up the site manager again and press connect. This guarantees that everything is working as expected, and it is. We can go ahead and navigate around and see that the things are connected as we expect. One thing to notate is that we set up SSH configuration for SFTP, but we still see the password expiration is set for 11/9, so November 9th. What we can do at this point is let the other team members know that, hey, we'd like to disable the password expiration date for the account. And in doing so, we need to deactivate the user account that is using password only and not an SSH key. And that we need to migrate you guys over, or gals over, to an SSH key enabled configuration for when you connect to FileZilla. So our recommendation is, once we have everything migrated over, all team members are notified that we are switching to an SSH configuration setup for FileZillas. We will then go ahead and click disable on the primary account that was originally created when we created this business unit. This will then allow us to then disable the current account and then be able to go into our security settings after that. And we will then click on edit and exclude FTP users from password expiration. Click check and press save. And now we are in this secure place where our users are only allowed to connect to Marketing Cloud using a FTP username that is not just the MID, it's also the MID with an appended _2, so it's a unique username, a password that is configured for SSH only, and the password will never expire. The only risk here is that if the password or the SSH key is shared with other team members and the team members leave the company at a later time, you may have to reset or recirculate a new key for the entire team if a new team member is left. What you could do is have another FTP user account for team members and an FTP account for server-to-server processes that are transferring data from one server to the other on an automatic basis. That way you have separate user accounts that are specifically designated for proper isolation.